The 2011 season is upon us in the 40-year sim. Welcome everybody, I am Nutty Sports Gamer. We are in the modern era now, finally, in NBA 2K23. And the presentation's a bit different now, as you can see. Let's check out all 30 teams still, all the rosters. Kyle Lowry, Courtney Lee, DeMar DeRozan, David Lee, Chris Dick, Carlos Arroyo, Jinlin, and some others, Evan Turner, Garrett Teppel. On the Pistons, you got Andre Miller, J.R. Smith, Rashard Lewis, Rasheed Wallace, Joel Anthony, Tony Allen, Jared Dudley, Jordan Farmar, etc. Darren Collison. On the Warriors, here is a three for the Warriors to start things off. It's opening night. We got Joel Anthony attempting a three for some reason. Rasheed Wallace making a basket. Rasheed Wallace now on the Warriors. I went over roster changes in the previous episode because we had some exciting changes, trades, etc. So be sure to check out the previous episode. At the very end, you'll see the transactions in that episode. But here's J.R. Smith. He's still on the Warriors making a three. The Warriors have new uniforms. You might recognize them a bit because it's the ones that they've worn pretty much in recent times. It's 8-4, and I've barely said anything about the current game in front of me, so let me do that. DeMar DeRozan spinning, making a shot for the Pistons. DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry together. I see David Lee making a basket. The Pistons have a pretty nice roster. Pretty decent indeed. Chris Dick missing a couple shots, though. So the Warriors going the other way. And we have Rashard Lewis to Andre Miller, to J.R. Smith for three. That is money. 11-8. Kyle Lowry debuting on the Pistons. Here's DeMar DeRozan giving it back to Kyle Lowry. Lowry driving, passing it to Christie for the dunk. Yes, Lowry is no longer on the Cavaliers. And you'll see why pretty soon. If you don't know already, you'll find out in this episode. David Lee making a basket for the Pistons, and I don't think we check out any more of this game, especially since the Pistons are going to wallop the Warriors. 22 points for David Lee, 28 for J.R. Smith. But let's roll along. Let's move on to Knicks versus the Bucks. This is going to be fun. The Knicks, a lot of changes for the Knicks. Let's check out the roster changes. Kirk Hinrich, Joe Johnson, Carmelo Anthony, Lamar Odom, and Pau Gasol. The Lakers wanted to get Chris Paul, and the Knicks were the benefactors of that because they got Pau Gasol, and they got Carmelo Anthony out of that. That's their roster. Penny Hardaway, Manu Ginobili, Luol Deng, Dirk, Adona Foyle, Andres Nocioni, and some others. As you can see on the Bucks, Boban's on the Bucks too. That's fun. But yeah, let's check out the Knicks now with Carmelo Anthony, Ginobili missing a shot for the Bucks, and Dirk Nowitzki making a basket. It's 4-2 early on. Lamar Odom to Carmelo, 4-3. There you go. So yeah, the Knicks didn't have to spend. What am I trying to say? Lamar Odom making a basket there. Pau Gasol making a dunk. What I'm trying to say is the Knicks didn't have to waste a bunch of assets to get Melo because he was a free agent and he was going to be leaving anyway. And they're actually able to get Pau Gasol because of the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers. So the Knicks are pretty damn good. And this roster might be better built to have Carmelo than they were in real life. As we say, Joe Johnson making a three for the Knicks. Yeah, Joe Johnson and Carmelo and Pau Gasol. They have a big three here in New York, which is pretty exciting to see Melo making a layup and Joe Johnson losing the ball, but Pau Gasol gets it and makes this basket. It is 95-94 now. We are in the fourth quarter, so let's focus on that. Fun game here between now probably two of the elite teams in the East. I see basket there by Joe Johnson, 96-95. Although, to be fair, the Knicks were a 2 seed last year, but now, with what they have now, they feel like legit contenders this season. You see Ginobili making a basket, getting fouled by Joe Johnson. It's 98-96. Carmelo Anthony getting double teamed. The screen, the jumper, it's money. Tie game at 98. Penny Hardaway to Dirk Nowitzki. The turnaround jumper is good. 198. Penny Hardaway to Dirk. The turnaround jumper. Bucks pulling away, seemingly. Let's see what Melo can do about that. He will make a three. Pretty clutch. And now here's a basket by Joe Johnson. Back to a 1-point game, 3-point game again. Kirk Heinrich, now number 3 on the Knicks. Pass it to Carmelo, who is going to miss that shot. Intentional foul. Maybe they should have went for a 3-pointer anyway, but who am I? Who am I to say for sure? As you see the scoring leaders for the game. And let's move on to Thunder versus the Hawks. See what they did over the summer. Roster change-wise. Not much roster change for the Hawks. Jay Williams, Cephalosha, Turkoglu, Tim Duncan, Joe Prisbilla, Bonzi Wells, Haslam, Crozier. Danny Green is in the rotation. Drew Holiday's in rotation. So we're at that point now. Derek Favors eventually, I'm sure, will be in the rotation. Thunder have Jameer Nelson, Mike Miller, Kevin Durant, Marvin Williams, Bargnani, OJ Mayo, Hilton Armstrong, Johnny Flynn. They got Aminu in there, Ty Lawson. Not that many roster changes for both teams. It's more like refining. There's development going on with these teams. So for them, what's going to be interesting, for example, for the Hawks, is the development of Danny Green and Drew Holiday. And for the Thunder, of course, Kevin Durant transitioning from being a really good all-star player to taking the next steps towards being an MVP caliber player. See Bargnani making a dunk. Also be curious to see if OJ Mayo can make his way into the starting lineup and really ascend. But so far he's been a bit disappointing for the Thunder. It's 7-4 though. Got Jameer Nelson. He's been reliable and rock solid for the Thunder as a point guard. As you see a basket there for the Thunder. Tim Duncan making a basket for Atlanta. Jameer Nelson can't make that three. Prisbilla with the rebound. And, that was almost a steal. But Jay Williams ends up with the ball. Pass it to Prisbilla, who misses, then makes the basket. 11-6. Still pretty early on. Jameer Nelson to Kevin Durant from downtown. Sinking the three. Now here's Durant again. This time pass gets to Marvin Williams. Williams finding space, making the shot. Tie game. Now we're jumping into the fourth quarter, 93-92. How about a dunk by Marvin Williams? Some nice work there. Two-man game between Kevin Durant and Marvin Williams. 95-92. The Hawks didn't lose the ball, but Cephalosha gets a dunk. And now it's a three-point game with a minute and a half left to go. Turkoglu. Turkish Larry Bird. See what he can do. Gets the screen. The pass. The ball gets lost. I don't know about that sequence for the Hawks. And now we have Jameer Nelson making a shot, making it a 5-point game. What can the Hawks do about that? Turkoglu, guarded by Durant. Turkoglu getting blocked by Durant, by KD. Some excellent defense from KD, and no way. Wow. What a sequence for him. And yeah, sloppily editing this here. Thunder win, and Durant led the team in scoring and had an awesome block. He had an awesome block. Bulls, Clippers. I'm really curious about the Clippers this season because they added John Wall. They also have Allen Iverson, Caron Butler, Blake Griffin, Brooke Lopez, Tariq Evans, Jamal Magloire, Ramon Sessions, Nick Young, Keith Van Horn. The Bulls have Mo Williams, Jason Richardson, Corey Maggette, Elton Brand, Marcus Camby, Mike Dunleavy, Leandro Barbosa, Stromae Swift, Antonio Davis, Luke Rittenauer, and Hassan Whiteside in the reserves. So yeah, can the Clippers formulate a version of the Lob City that involves John Wall being their point guard? That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's going to be the build for the Clippers over the next couple of seasons. We see Jason Richardson making a dunk. for the Bulls. Yeah, I'm thinking Lob City Clippers, but John Wall instead of Chris Paul, which I think that could work. 10-3 early on, though. The Bulls, where is the rim protection? We do have a steal. I think that was John Wall, by the way. And then here comes the dunk to Blake Griffin. I do think the Wall to Blake Griffin connection could be really interesting in the coming years. We see John Wall pass it to Caron Butler for the jumper there. Iverson to Brook Lopez and for the basket. Now we have Corey Maggette. The pass to Jason Richardson. The missed shot. Marcus Camby making a basket. Corey Maggette missing the shot. Rebound Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin? Blake Griffin? Griffin. I don't know why I'm confusing myself. John Wall making a basket. Tie game. 12-12. And Caron Butler to Iverson to Brook Lopez. Making the basket. 101-97 now in the fourth quarter. And we have a basket by Blake Griffin. And now here's Elton Brand at the other end. Corey Maggette. The pass to Jason Richardson in the corner. Passes out to Corey Maggette. Makes that shot. 6-point game. Missed shot by Iverson for the Clippers. And now here comes the Bulls. The Clippers, by the way, have a new court design, which is pretty cool. Get Corey Maggette with a 3. And this is over. Final score 114-101, 30 points for Jason Richardson. And let's move on. Trailblazers versus the Mavericks. The Mavericks are running it back. I showed this to you in the last episode, but here they are at the ring ceremony. Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Iguodala, Kwame Brown, Shaq, Prigioni. It's everybody from last year, basically. The Blazers, Jason Terry, Ben Gordon, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Paul Millsap, Joakim Noah, Bruce Bowen, Dante Jones, Amir Johnson, Jared Jack, etc. Blazers could be good this year. They have some a really nice roster. Looking forward to seeing how things work out for them. Let's see some of this game. Jason Kidd making the jumper. Mavericks won the championship. Are they a bit old now? Too old? Is this the year that things start to fall apart? We'll see. But Shaq makes the dunk. Abdul-Rahim with the rebound. Honestly, after they won the championship, I was kind of hoping Shaq and Jason Kidd would retire, but they're back for at least another year. I might force retire both of them if they don't retire this year, because it's time to move on for both of them. They've had great careers. Jason Terry with the gets his shot blocked by Kwame Brown. And now Jason Kidd at the other end, passing to Vince Carter for 3. 9-2 early on. But Vince Carter again, another 3. Wow, the Mavericks definitely don't look like they are missing a beat at all, or they don't look like they've aged at all either. Got a basket there by the Blazers. Now here's Vince Carter. Can't make a shot. Still can't make a shot. Shaq does get the dunk. It's 14-6. Jason Kidd. The pass to Vince Carter. The 3 is good. Man, absolutely demolishing the Blazers. Or they were. But the Blazers won, actually. 92-87. How about that? The Mavericks kind of lost steam after a strong start. Lakers, Raptors. Let's check these two teams out. Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest, Boris Diaw, Andrew Bynum, Chucky Atkins, Eaton Thomas, Nick Collison, Jeff Green, Rashawn Leonard, Kenny Thomas, etc. The Raptors, Evan Harris, James Harden, Andre Karolinka, Carlos Boozer, Sam Dellenberg, Marquise Daniels, Brendan Wright, Derek Fisher, Ersan Ilyasova, Speedy Claxton, etc. So Karolinko can't make that shot, but does dunk the ball. 2-0 early on. We got a 3-pointer by Chris Paul. His first points as a Laker. And James Harden. The pass to Carlos Boozer. Now Devin Harris with the long 2. 4-3 early on. Yeah, it was time. Chris Paul to the Lakers. I know this actually happened a year later, but after the Lakers had some embarrassing playoff losses, uh, and Kobe still hasn't won a ring without Shaq. So it really felt like it was time to bring in Chris Paul sooner than later, and uh, they brought in the Knicks. So the reason why the Pau Gasol went to the Knicks because the Lakers didn't really have any draft picks. So it felt like the best course of action was for the Knicks to give the Kings draft picks. They get Pau Gasol, the Lakers get Chris Paul, and then the Knicks also would be getting Carmelo Anthony in that deal. So the Knicks really made out by getting Carmelo Anthony and Pau Gasol, but also the Lakers got Chris Paul, and then the Sacramento Kings got a bunch of draft picks out of it. So, and they got some good role players and stuff, and we'll see what the Kings roster looks like. But here's Ron Artest, by the way, dunking the ball. I know it's almost time to call him Meta World Peace, but I think we're still a year or two away from that. But anyway, Lakers win 121-95. Great performances from Kobe and Chris Paul. And there's a shot of Chris Paul in a Laker uniform. We almost had this happen in real life. I'm excited about this because I'm really excited to see how Chris Paul and the Lakers progress. You know, when they have Kobe, and then when he retires. I'm assuming Chris Paul would stick around, and we'll be seeing what life would look like with the Lakers without Kobe. Baron Davis, Jose Calderon, Donald Harvey, LaFrance, Al Jefferson, Kurt Thomas on the Hornets. You got Delonte West, Stackhouse, Posey, DeJuan Blair, Ben Wallace, Damon Jones, God Sham God, Corey Brewer, Raul Lopez on the Timberwolves. Let's check out the Wolves. Really solid team. We'll see how they do this season. They made it to the conference finals last season. As you see, a corner three by Delonte West, I believe. Yes, it is. 5'2". Stackhouse nearly stepping out of bounds. Making a shot here for the Wolves. I'm also kind of at my... I feel like this is kind of the end of the line for Jerry Stackhouse. Yeah, it's weird that he's still this good, this late into his career. I'll let him go crazy this season too. But after this season, some of these older players drafted in the mid '90s, they gotta go. It's time to go. I'm sorry, folks, but I feel like this is kind of the last season, really, of some of these players really performing at a high level. But yeah, that's a little bit of that game. The Wolves are gonna win. Final score 140-98. Jesus, that was a huge blowout. The Hornets, no Dwayne Wade on the Hornets, and they don't look too great in the post-Dwayne Wade world. Let's check out the Nets and the 76ers. Steph Curry, Larry Hughes, Rudy Gay, Kevin Love, Roy Hibbert, Al Harrington, Jamison Brewer, Royal Ivy, Nicholas Batum, Alexei Ajinka, Pat Beverly on the Sixers. Then on the Nets, you got Stephon Marbury, Kevin Martin, Steven Jackson, Amari Stoudemire, Channing Frye, Theo Ratliff, Ricky Davis, Tyrus Thomas, Buthenthal, Brandon Jennings. So let's check out a little bit of this game. And yes, no more Steve Nash. Steve Nash has moved on to a different team. He was a free agent and, couldn't really win here. He made it to playoffs a bunch of times in New Jersey. As we see Steven Jackson making a three. I think also for the Nets' sake, I think it was time to move on for both parties. So the Nets going to have this weird year with Stephon Marbury. We'll see how it goes. And Amari Stoudemire, he won't be there for all that long, but we'll see how things go in regards to that. But yeah, I really couldn't find a place for Amari Stoudemire this offseason. But whether it's a trade deadline or the following offseason, now the Nets might be able to get a lot of assets back in a Amari Stoudemire trade. So that'll be something to look out for in the future. As you see Kevin Love making a basket for the Sixers, Roy Hibbert as well, 9-6. Steph Curry making a shot. The Sixers clawing back into this game. I mean, it's early, but still. Roy Hibbert making the shot, drawing the foul. This Sixers team, man. Rudy Gay with a out layup. Amari Stoudemire making a shot. Yeah, when the Sixers rebuilt in the '90s, they had an okay roster, but man, Their rebuild in this era with Steph Curry, with Rudy Gay, Roy Hibbert, Kevin Love. Then they got Larry Hughes out of free agency. Like, really impressive how far they've come since the Glenn Robinson and Eddie Jones era. But it's 98-92, 2:40 left to go, and Larry Hughes making a basket. Larry Hughes, the veteran of the starting five. He has a championship ring that he got from the Suns. Played with the Clippers, so yeah. And we got Marbury making a shot there. 10-point game now. Marbury. And that's winning by 10, by the way. So they're kind of doing awesome. Mars Stoudemire making a shot. 106-96, 25 for Steven Jackson. And yeah, two interesting teams, two interesting situations. We'll keep an eye on that. The Magic, not quite as interesting, but they're around. The Bobcats have been a fun team last couple of years. Darren Williams, Brendan Roy, Gerald Wallace, Kenyon Martin, Andrew Bogut, Petrus, Jan Mahimni, for example. Magic, Goran Dragic, Jamal Crawford, Carlos Delfino, Antoine Walker, Johan Petro, Sebastian Telfair, Kendrick Perkins, Eric Gordon, Hashim Thabit, Reggie Evans, Anton Jameson. Magic are going to be good again. Brandon Roy with the ball. Darren Williams with the corner three to start things off. Yeah, it defaults to this angle if I don't change the camera angle. And I guess I didn't change it for a while because I was probably in the other room not paying attention or something like that. So a couple of threes. Here we go. At some point I did pay attention and I changed the angle. So rebound, Bobcats. Gerald Wallace with the layup. 6-5. Goran Dragic. He's kind of the highlight. He's been a real star for the Magic. As we see a nice dunk there by Brendan Roy, I believe, 7-6. But other than Goran Dragic and maybe Eric Gordon, this Magic team needs some work, and it's going to take a while before things really take shape. Especially in a loaded East, they are definitely one of the weakest teams in the East. Brendan Roy making a jumper here, 11-8. Darren Williams getting past defender, making the shot. 13-8. Jamal Crawford, Jay crossover, getting to be a starter, which is fun. Antoine Walker getting the pass and making a shot. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to have Jamal Crawford get a chance to start somewhere, and the Magic felt like the best team for him to do that. Brendan Roy making a shot. You know, obviously Jamal Crawford's more known for being a sixth man, but he had a couple of years. Being a starter, so I wanted to stay true to that. 118-82 the final score. Let's move on. Suns, Kings. What do the Kings look like now? What do the Suns look like now? They lost a couple of players, key players. Kings, though, Chauncey Billups is now the starting point guard. J.J. Redick, Richard Jefferson, Jermaine O'Neal, Eddie Curry, Andrich Biedrins, Devin George, Nate Robinson, Taj Gibson, Steve Blake, Eric Bledsoe. Suns have Tony Parker, Salim Sotomayor, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Bosh, Dwight Howard, Wesley Matthews, Gallinari, Luis Scola, Brendan Knight. Richard Jefferson making a three. Yeah, Chris Bosh still on the Suns. Kind of a similar situation as with Amari Stoudemire. I don't know if he'll stay there for very long, but for now, yes, Chris Bosh is going to remain with the Suns. I mean, the Suns did win a championship in 2008. I feel like that would affect his decision-making. As I see Chris Bosh making an alley-oop. I mean, they're a pretty damn good team, the Suns are. So, yeah, I mean, they won like over 50 games last season. Like I said, they won a championship in 08, so I feel like that definitely would affect Chris Bosh's decision-making in regards to if he wanted to stay behind with the Suns or go somewhere else. Tony Parker, though, handling the ball, passing it to, I think that's Salim Sotomayor with the three. It's 9-5. Richard Jefferson missing the shot. Jermaine O'Neal with the basket. The intention was to have Wesley Matthews take over at starting two guard, but Salim Stoudemire is like an 84 overall. he's been progressing pretty nicely. So I decided to give him a shot. JJ Redick making a 3 for the Kings. It's 12-9 early on. We have Dwight Howard to Chris Bosh making the shot. Another thing with Chris Bosh, I'm just not ready to split up the Twin Towers yet. This was the 40-year Sims version of the Twin Towers, Chris Bosh and Dwight Howard. So I'm not ready yet. I know they have to split up at some point, but I want to give him one more year. Stojakovic with a 3. And let's see. Let's stay close. We probably don't see any more of this game because we have to move on to other games. And that is the case. 103-97, the final score. So let's move on to Cavaliers versus Pacers. Here we go, folks. Mario Chalmers, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Sean Marion, Greg Oden, Tim Thomas, Radmanovic, Ilgauskas, Chris Duhon. Pacers, Rajon Rondo, Michael Redd, Danny Granger, Al Horford, Mika Okafor, Serge Ibaka, Jeff Teague, Brad Miller, Jonathan Bender, Pavlovich, Teodosic, in reserves. Let's check out this Cavaliers team. Dwayne Wade making a jumper for the Cavs. I hope, early on in this sim, there were some Cavs fans following along with my channel. And I hope they come back because the Cavs are really fun now. Come back, whoever you guys are. Maybe you guys, I wish I could remember the usernames, but the YouTube names. But man, it was a while ago. I haven't seen them comment in a long time, so maybe they've given up on my channel because the Cavs are kind of, not that great for a while there. Saw a basket by Dwayne Wade though, and then a basket for the Pacers, 6-4. LeBron to Dwayne Wade, deep 3, sinks it. This could be a really fun team of, obviously, a lot of opportunities for some fun highlights. LeBron James making a shot. That is funny, though, because LeBron is in the era of the Cavaliers where I feel like this is the ugliest jerseys. You see a dunk there for LeBron, but I think it's kind of fun. And it's only for a couple of seasons anyway, so who cares, right? But, it is kind of fun to see him in these plain-ass jerseys. They missed out on the 2000s era jerseys. We see Dwayne Wade making a dunk for the Cavs, 15-8. Here's a pass to Brad Miller, then to Jonathan Bender for the 3. 15-11, Tim Thomas to Chris Duhon. He misses the shot. Ilgauskas with the dunk. And that should do it. And if you're asking, I know that, LeBron and Dwayne Wade, that was a 4-year thing on the Heat. But I do want LeBron to be a Cav long enough for him to get his jersey retired. So I do want LeBron to stick around Cleveland for quite some time. My plan is LeBron stays till like 2018, and then maybe we'll bring him on the Lakers. Maybe we'll do that. Nuggets, Derrick Rose, Raja Bell, Wilson Chandler, Anthony McDyess, Nene, Webster, Kyle Korver, etc. So yeah, the Nuggets were able to get a couple of pieces from the Cavaliers in a trade, in the LeBron James trade. Mike Bibby, Quentin Richardson, Tayshaun Prince, David West, Chris Kaman, Wang Zhizhi, George Hill, Josh Childress, PJ Tucker, Joe Smith, Avery Bradley. Got a basket there for the Nuggets. Nuggets no longer with LeBron James. Really sad. But they still got Derrick Rose. So that as we see Richardson making a shot there, 4-4. So yeah, now at this point, it will be fun to see how Derrick Rose can make this his own team, as we see a corner 3 by Wilson Chandler and then a 3 by Raja Bell, 10-4. I think this Nuggets team could still be pretty solid. They might not win 63 games like they did last season, but they're taking a couple steps back. But I think they could build themselves back up to being pretty elite, especially in the West. The West is actually kind of weak. A bunch of stars in the East, but in the West, not so much, other than the Lakers. And then the Mavericks have a bunch of old stars. So we see pass to David West 14-13. This game is over. Yeah, I mean, if you think about the West, you got the Suns with Dwight Howard and Chris Bosh and Tony Parker. They're really solid. You got the Lakers. You got the Mavericks. You got the Rockets. The Rockets are going to be interesting this season for sure. Let's see. We probably check out. Oh no, actually, yeah. Okay, here we go. Steve Nash, Tracy McGrady, Josh Howard, Chris Wilcox, Tyson Chandler, Matt Barnes, Mbamute, Lorenzen Wright, DJ Augustine, TJ Ford. But yeah, Steve Nash and T Mac. You know, I feel like this backcourt could really work. Could be a lot of fun. Let's just see a basket there by T Mac. I couldn't really make T Mac to the Nets work, so this made more sense. Steve Nash to the Rockets. So, Jason Kidd making a shot there for Dallas, and now Kidd to Iguodala to Vince Carter for 3. 7-2. Wilcox with a 3. You know, Steve. The thing with Steve Nash too, he in real life he bounced around, right? He went from the Suns to the Mavericks, then to the Suns, and obviously he was on the Suns for a long time. You see a 3 there by, I think that was T-Mac, and then there a Bosh alley-oop. But in this sim, Steve Nash stayed on the Nets for a long time, long time. So see Kwame Brown making a dunk, and then T-Mac making a dunk. So yeah, I feel like it was time for Steve Nash to move on before get him on another team before he retires, which would probably be in a couple of years. So T-Mac missing, and unlike Jason Kidd, Shaq, a couple others. As we see a nice dunk by Vince Carter. There's a couple players who I plan on basically force retiring after this season or lowering their overall rating. I see another dunk by T-Mac. 88-83. But Steve Nash, I think I'll give him a couple of extra seasons just because I want to see him and T-Mac and Tyson Chandler see how long this team could be elite for. As you see Steve Nash making a shot for the Rockets. Now here's Iguodala with a jumper. 2:25 left to go. Steve Nash. Oh, with the bad pass. And here's Jason Kidd to Vince Carter. The jumper is good. 91-90. Tyson Chandler to Steve Nash. To Chandler for the basket. 2-point game now. Jason Kidd making the shot over the defender. Tie game at 93. Kidd with the basket. 2-point game. Trace McGrady missing the shot. Vince Carter going the other way. Can't make the shot, but Shaq is right there for the putback. 97-93 now. 52 seconds left to go. Almost a steal there. T-Mac handling the ball. Some tight defense by Vince Carter. Here comes the 3. Sinks it! This game is not over. 1-point game. Vince Carter to Shaq. Gets blocked by Tyson Chandler. And here come the Rockets. Steve Nash with the ball. He's going to get, not going to get the screen. Not effective there. But let's see what Steve Nash can do. He gets a screen by Tyson Chandler, but can't make the 3. And the Mavericks are going to win 98-96. And impressive win for the Mavericks. I mean, they're still going to be very good. This year is probably end of the road for this Mavericks team. But the Rockets also look pretty damn good. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Rockets do this season. I do think they could be a lot of fun. As of now, we're going to be checking out Nets versus the Heat. The Heat mostly have a squad with young players: Ricky Rubio, Lou Williams, Travis Outlaw, Michael Beasley, DeMarcus Cousins, Thaddeus Young. Wayne Ellington is on this team. Yeah, the Heat are not going to be very good. But we see Michael Beasley with the dunk there. Michael Beasley, lots of fun. Michael Beasley and DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, it's going to be quite a pretty wild season for the Heat. As we see Steven Jackson with this basket here. Also, Lou Williams is starting, which could be interesting. They usually associate him with being a sixth man, but he is starting for the Heat. See the shot there by Lou Will. And Steven Jackson I think he was blocked there, but turned out to be a pass to his teammate. I think that was Kevin Martin. Yeah, Kevin Martin is on the Nets now, so it's just going to be an adjustment period. Lou Williams making that shot for the Heat, 8-6. Now here's Steven Jackson with the pass to Marius Stoudemire for the dunk. 10-8, Ricky Rubio to Lou Will, makes 3. We got Outlaw also making a 3 for the Heat. 14-10. So yeah, the Heat aren't the Heatles. You know, it's 2011. And it's kind of weird that the Heat are going to be bad, but you know, I think they might have 2 draft picks, a couple of first-round picks in this year's draft because of some of the a lot of the trades, a lot of the tanking they've been doing. I think has paid off in a couple of draft picks this season. So yeah, the Heat are tanking, and it might pay off for them. Russell Westbrook, Rip Hamilton, Deshaun Stevenson, LaMarcus Aldridge, Gordon Hayward, JaVale McGee. The Spurs got to be good this year. Come on, it's about freaking time. Rip Hamilton, please help them out. They need your veteran presence. As Eddie Griffin makes a shot there. Blake Griffin, meanwhile, making his shot as well. Also, the Spurs have a nice updated court, as you see LaMarcus Aldridge with the dunk. So not too much difference, but it's if you paid attention to the Spurs court over the last couple of seasons, there's some clear differences. It looks pretty snazzy in my opinion. It's subtle changes, but it really works. I like it a lot. See a 3 there for Rip Hamilton, and another a basket there by Eddie Griffin. Rip to Deshaun Stevenson. That's a miss. LaMarcus Aldridge with the dunk. LaMarcus Aldridge and Russell Westbrook, they got to do something this season. It's getting ridiculous. I don't really understand why they're doing so bad. They were really bad last season with those two. And here's Blake Griffin making a basket for the Clippers. And we got John Wall to Blake Griffin to Allen Iverson. Missed the jumper. Rebound LaMarcus Aldridge. We got Rip Hamilton. The long 2. Got some more Spurs highlights. Deshaun Stevenson with the alley-oop to LaMarcus Aldridge. We got a missed shot attempt by Tyreek Evans. And Deshaun Stevenson passes it to Russell Westbrook. He threads the needle to LaMarcus Aldridge, and he makes the basket. This game will end up being a Spurs victory, it looks like. 114-97, 30 points for Blake Griffin in the loss. Suns, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are getting a bit more grit and grindy with a twist. So they got Mike Conley. Monte Ellis is still there. Paul George, Zebo, Mark Gasol, Grant Hill, Vujicic, Shane Battier, Zaza Pachulia, Jellica is here too. So yeah, this Grizzlies team, obviously Monte Ellis wasn't a part of the grit and grind, right? But obviously Mike Conley was, Marc Gasol, Zebo. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how Paul George could fit into the grit and grind philosophy, the grit and grind roster of this team. I'm really curious to see if he can maybe help them become an even better version of the grit and grind. But they still are a couple of pieces away from being that kind of team. So we'll see how it goes. Chris Bosh making a dunk, though, for the Suns. The Grizzlies are still kind of, they're not quite there yet. So the Suns, not surprising that they're kind of running all over them. See a basket there by Bosh. And then Bosh to Dwight Howard for the dunk. I mean, this Suns team is looking absolutely nifty. Really, really good. Bosh snaking through defenders. Now here's Paul George passing it to Mike Conley, who makes the shot. And Paul George could be really fun on this Grizzlies team. We didn't really see much from him, but he's a rookie. He's not really going to be all that interesting this season, but definitely going to be fun to watch Paul George develop as a Grizzly, especially with Mike Conley as his point guard and Zebo and Marc Gasol in the front court. I think there's a lot to be excited about with Paul George's potential development. Wizards, Gilbert Arenas, Desmond Mason, Trevor Ariza, Josh Smith, Yao Ming, Ronnie Stuckey, Drew Gooden, Eddie Gill. I'm waiting. Okay. I guess I can vamp as I wait for past me to... I don't want to have to stop recording just to edit this freaking piece out. Oh, here we go. The Chris Douglas Roberts, Marching Gortat, etc. Thank God. All right, fine. Finally. No one's watching this anyway. 40 minutes into this episode, I can't imagine anyone really cares what the Wizards team is all about. But if you do, I appreciate it. And here's Desmond Mason making a 3. Darren Williams is gonna make this shot for the Bobcats. Yeah, it's 11:24 p.m. as I record this. So at this point, I'd rather just record and be done with it, and not have to make any further changes to this video. So if I made weird edits, I'm gonna have to live with it. Brandon Roy makes a 3 there. I mean, I've made 265 episodes or something like that for this series. I see a basket there for the Wizards. So when you've made this many episodes, I just kind of learned to live with any mistakes that I make. Because if I was a perfectionist editing these videos, I would have given up a long time ago. I would have quit a long time ago. So that Bobcats are gonna win 118-106, and yeah, the Wizards. Obviously, they lost this game, but they're running it back, and we'll see how things go for the Wizards as the season progresses. Let's check out the Mavericks and the Celtics. So we have, folks, Jamal Tinsley, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Pekovic. Starting out, he's going to be the starter. We'll see if that sticks. Got Birdman, Smokey Walker, Randy Foy, Morris Peterson, etc. Let's check out a little bit of the Celtics here. Kevin Garnett making a basket. And yeah, this is the finals rematch of the last 2 seasons. So that's a lot of fun. As you see, Jamal Tinsley actually passing it to Paul Pierce, who makes the layup for nothing. How about a dunk for the Mavericks? I believe that was Andre Iguodala. Kwame Brown to Shaq. Misses the shot. Pekovic with the rebound. The Celtics going the other way. Paul Pierce with the layup. Now here's Jason Kidd. Oh, a steal. Paul Pierce with the layup. Wow, I'm surprised he decided to go that route. Thought he was going to dunk the ball. Kwame Brown missing. Then making the shot there. 10-7 here. How about a block by Jason Kidd? Shaq comes away with the ball. And now here is Vince Carter passing to Jason Kidd for the 3. It's 10-10. Kevin Garnett with the dunk. 12-10. Ray Allen to Paul Pierce. And Pierce is going to sink this 3-pointer. Vince Carter now to Kwame Brown to Shaq. Prigione's out there, handling the ball. He's going to pass to Vince Carter for 3. He's going to sink it. That's it. Those are all their 30 teams. Next episode, we'll be checking out the rookies, some second-year players, maybe some third-year players. That should be a lot of fun. Hope you're looking forward to that. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. The 2011 season is a lot of fun. I've edited the whole season, guys. You're going to want to watch these episodes. They're a lot of fun. Bye.